Looks like recording is happening. Good. Alright, everybody, welcome back to another 8:30 crew video. I'm Lex, and this video is just a really simple, impromptu recap, summary of last night's video. That was a recording of the Bastard Company campaign that my friend and I did, where he was a DM, my friend Ryan, and I handled 4 characters, 4 character sheets. And this is just, I do have some notes, but I don't have to limit myself to that. So, basically, we were playing. To this day, I've been playing D&D for, like I said in the last video, a few months now, and so has he. We've been, extremely interested in learning more, the proper way to play, and then I've been playing alongside people who have played D&D through their entire lives, and seeing how different DMs handle their campaigns and how they kind of bend the rules and etc. So they're not always going by the book completely, but still using it as a foundation for their story, which is more important. That got me to think about what do I prefer to do while I play D&D, whether it's the DM or the character. At this point, I know I've only been playing for a few months. I'm acting like I've been playing for years, but that's not the case. I'm still deciding. I love being the player, the characters. But I do also enjoy DMing, which I've done a handful of times, not often. I do enjoy developing a story and a whole small universe of paths and events to follow, worlds, cities, NPCs to talk to, quests, objectives, goals, villains, etc., all that stuff. And that has so much potential. When I do DM, I also look to the characters. I say, well, I also want to play a bit. So that's kind of why I let Ryan take the wheel for the Bastard Company, because I wanted to really play the characters, plural. But the main reason is because the Bastard Company is his story, strictly his, entirely from his mind. And it's been, like he said, if you watch the last episode, our first episode, he's had this idea for a long time, and we had to evolve it into, or he had to reconfigure it for a D&D fantasy realm. It was, from my perspective, it seemed like it was kind of tailored to a modern day setting, but because it's in fantasy, my characters were spellbound to complete a mission, hence the keyword spell. Modern day, it would have been some other method of torture, but that is that's currently Ryan's undertaking. And for me to take, I was skeptical at first, but this literally was an idea we had yesterday, to like around noon or so. I told him, hey, let's record this, let's proceed with the campaign of the Bastard Company in this setting, fantasy, the past, Middle Ages, etc. He was not hesitant. He was all on board. So for me, the challenge here, initially I thought it was going to be just a solo character for me to handle, but he insisted it was better with 4, and I see why now. Because whether he has something, lined up in story terms, but handling 4 characters is not difficult. It's just keeping track. That's why I like to write a lot on notes probably too much, but I like to write down major events, locations, character names, NPCs, etc. Details, certain things, like finding a parchment or something. That's the challenging part. Also, in the beginning, I noticed that I was trying to figure out if I should handle individual conversations with my characters, but that's practically just talking to myself. So that concept didn't entirely fade away, it just kind of became in the background for me. I was trying to think too much of each character's action, but then the minute we left the kingdom, I decided to appoint a leader, which was Garson, which was the fighter, the human fighter. That kind of put me in the shoes that it's a video game, and where you're handling, like an old school RPG, you're handling one character and you have your 3 companions or so. That's where I kind of decided to go that route with D&D, with our current campaign as it is. So it felt better at that moment. I'm like, I don't have to focus on every single character's actions, lines, which you typically do, depending on how you want to approach your character in a traditional D&D game, whether it's online or in person. So that was the slight sidestep I had to take in our first episode. I also had caught myself a few times trying to co-DM, or hey, should I roll? That's really up to Ryan. That's up to the DM to decide. That is not my authority, and whether he knows it or not, I shouldn't be asking. I've encountered some, again, I've only been playing for 3 months, but for example, I was at a convention last month, and I took part in some one-shot sessions, and I would ask, do I need to roll for this? And the DM's like, that is going to be my call, not yours. They were being kind of sarcastic, like they were just pretending to be angry at me because I was kind of new, but they were also trying to teach me a lesson, saying, the DM will take care of all the finite details. It's my role to track the sheet and convey the story from my character. Say what I'm going to say, do what I'm going to do. So that is still a learning process for me. Which is also why I'm making this video, because anyone else who's out there who's new to D&D, this is kind of like a diary for me as I play D&D. This channel is not entirely about Dungeons & Dragons, but it's going to be a big part of it. So I'm going to make these entries as these campaign stories go along. And I'll try to make these recap videos, whether I make it a series or not. Now, also, we're now approaching, in my notes, we're also approaching some technical, the technical side of my incredibly high-budgeted videos. I'd say it was a technical challenge until we fixed it. I was having a very minor OBS problem where it was recording and OBS would just crash. My computer's great, i7, GeForce, etc., laptop, but for some reason I was just having some technical issues. All it was an encoder problem. So I switched between one to another, and it seemed to fix it. Knock on wood. I don't really know if there'll be a problem in the future, but the issue is that when you record an hour plus of material and all of a sudden it just craps out on you, it's all gone. That's what really sucks about having that kind of visual issue. So that was one problem we fixed. We had one attempt. Luckily we didn't dive into the story. We weren't an hour in, all of a sudden my computer catches fire, but we did the whole intro about 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh crap, OBS crashed. I'm like, sorry Ryan, I gotta start over. He's very patient. He's extremely patient, so I had to restart, do some tests, adjust the video, and then ultimately find out what the issue was. In the end, it helped, and my computer survived. Next is this. The background remover that I have as an active plugin for OBS. It's a free plugin. I use it. It's so cheap looking, I really don't care. My background is just my room. That's all it is. There's nothing special behind me. A bed, etc. And I just I don't care if it's back there. What I want to remove it for is the background that you see now. So when I have myself in the image in the world, not like this block where you see me in my room, like, hi guys. It's just distracting. So this might be distracting, like the kind of the fuzziness or the issue with the chroma, but it doesn't. Again, I'm aware of the quality of the budget is very small in my videos, and I'm trying not to spend a dime on anything except for using my internet. That's really it. So that's what I want to use. I'm always thinking about using a green screen or an external background remover. There are ones out there, but the ones I've used seem to always crash OBS for some reason. It makes like a virtual webcam. I've tried them and I've had no luck. So I found this one. It's free. It's a great little trick. It does the job for me. 75% of the time it works. My kind of glitchiness, but I'm okay with it. Now, you may have also noticed that I use AI from time to time for my for the character portraits. Let me pause the song. I used AI, Crayon, Crayon. It's a free DALL-E style image generator, DALL-E, and I've used it to make these really simple, quick portraits. Again, I did this within an hour before we started testing, recording, and the background was from GPT-3. So, or sorry, DALL-E 3 using through ChatGPT. So I'll be using a lot of AI to help with our videos, and I'm going to keep doing that. It really does help with time because I just don't have a lot of time on my hands to make these videos or to work up to the video when actually recording. But aside from that, it really helps out. Also, in relation to time, availability is a problem. So, as is with anyone, a group of friends who try to meet up to have a D&D session. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 separate groups of friends or coworkers I know that like the D&D. I take part with one of them, and then there's me and Ryan that trying to build that up. Time is always a problem, but our schedules seem to align at night. Hence our name, the 8:30 Crew. In the past, we did we played games online with another friend of ours that we don't see as often anymore because of his personal matters. 8:30 was our old Discord server name, and we would always kind of meet up at that time. So I'm like, okay, that's gonna be my channel name, 8:30 Crew. That seems to be it's not like the official time we meet. 8:30 is just, hey, be available around 8:30. Typically, we get on at 9 o'clock after that, after 15 minutes of prepping. So that's why we call our channel 8:30 Crew. And the final two things is the style of our D&D session. As far as I learned, it's called Theater of the Mind, I believe. That's how we're going about this campaign. Future ones, we might use Roll20. I obviously use D&D Beyond for my sheet. I loved using D&D Beyond. I've encountered some very hardcore D&D players who absolutely hate it. Understandably, because you're limited to the material on their item list to just the basic rules. But again, for me, it's helpful, and I'm not really going beyond that, the basic rules, inventory-wise. But that's also up to Ryan and what I encounter and looting or etc. So, for now, it's Theater of the Mind. He talks, he gives out the story, and I will just have to, alongside you guys if you're watching religiously, just take part in the adventure, just using our imagination. So, online tools in the future could be potential, Roll20, etc. It's really up to Ryan, because he's a DM of this one, if he wants to keep going Theater of the Mind, which I initially recommended, just to get the videos going. We could do that. for Roll20, but for now it's just simple as it is now. The other issue is time. Again, I'm always gonna go back to timing. But yeah, so to close, my hopes for this is to keep it going, to make at least 1 or 2 a week, 1-2 chapters, as I'm calling them. Sessions, chapters, episodes, whatever. Chapter seems more fitting because it's a story. The last one we ended where my characters were split up. 2 were inside the Black Dawn camp. I must have referred to my notes, but and the other 2 were outside the fence. So, and Rhymes is an extremely creative person, and when it comes to storytelling and characters, and I really entrust him with that, and that's why I wanted him to be the DM for his story, because his mind is just incredible imagination. I want him to. I'm really curious of where it wants to go, and he said that in the video, like in the session. He's like, oh, I want to see where the story's going with this, like what I'm deciding to do with my 4 characters that I'm controlling myself. So. It's really fun. Absolutely love it. The only regret I have to this day is that why the hell did I not take on D&D when I was a kid? That's the whole thing, like, woulda, coulda, shoulda kind of thing. But now I am, 20 years probably too late. But I'm doing it now, and I'm meeting people out there who are my age, older, who still play it traditionally old, original 1, 2 rules. It's just like, it's so amazing that, especially at work, these people you don't really picture playing D&D, whether you dress up or not, or do the voices, they play D&D. They fantasize about, they take the role about these characters they made up. It's absolutely incredible, and I understand D&D's gotten so popular now, or gotten more popular, whether it was because of the movie or not, which the movie was fantastic. Surprising to me. Because I've seen the one for the 90s. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I love it. D&D's fun. Again, this is like a kind of a journal entry, or however you want to see it. I want to keep doing these, and it really helps you just forget about the day. If you had a rough day, you could just step out of it and just take on the role of a character and just have some fun. So, well, that's really it. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions, comments about our last session, or what I'm hoping to achieve here. Because I know this has been kind of... I have an outline, but I'm kind of weaving through it. But in the end, we hope to make another episode later this week. With my job, I work mornings typically, but with him, it's a couple days available nights. So it's not too difficult for us to get on through Discord and make a chapter, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it, guys. Really appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to me yabber on about this. But hopefully, I can see you next time on the 8-3 Crew. I'm Lex, signing off. Take care.